Hey guys, and welcome back to Danganranpa, and we're still investigating, and right now we are with Byakuya. So I tried talking to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. Alright, let's see where we're at. So, the library. Come on, let's go in. Alright, so we're gonna check out what we have to do here. Alright, so we are going to go examine the door over here. And if I remember, on the other side of this door is the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Alright, right on the mark. Oh, here? It'll all make sense once you're inside. Okay, so now we are going to examine the box on the left. So, whoa, there's so many books and files. And so much dust, too. So no one's been here for a while, it's basically. I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. We want to check the box over here. So, right there on the left. This guy. Okay, there's a wooden box, and it's empty. Although, judging by the smudges on the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there, and it proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? So it's gone now? Oh, was it the extension cord that was used in the murder? So now we want to examine the lamp. So, it's a desk lamp. You're right. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before. Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was there before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. Alright, so we moved it. So now we got one of those. And now we are going to go through this one more time. I think I missed a reaction. Nope. Okay, so examine the lamp on the floor. Is there another lamp? Okay, we got it. Review them multiple times. Let's talk to Byakuya. If you pay attention to your surroundings, you're sure to discover that value for yourself. Alright, what else can we look at? We can look at the books. So there's so many files stuffed onto the shelves. What's all these things? Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous. They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of a diet or something? No, I mean the ones with the real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to disappear for it, take a look. There's some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. Alright, so those are some pretty intense stuff. We can check this box. So there's a ton of thick files stuffed into the bookshelves. If you're thinking of looking through them, any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos of all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. What do you mean? All those files are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh. Gotcha. So let's take a look back at... so we read that. We want to take a look at this. So do you have a problem with the lamp? I was there before I moved there. It's a good use there, so I thought I'd give it to good use. Okay, we got one more thing on this. So this stuff, shelf stuffed with books without any, without really thinking about it. I picked out one at random. You have a really sharp eye indeed to select that file, huh? That's a report on presidential assassinations. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you really want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might end up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I return the file back onto the shelf. So, are you ready finally to begin to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in this library is because of this room right here. It's a home to classified documents, government documents, police reports, things with no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right? That's your guy's problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your perceived or preconceived reality, you label it as a lie. Well, it's not that. It's just, it's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show how much Hope's Peak truly wields, or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. Huh. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what do you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there's no doubt. Reaction! Hold on a second. You're saying that you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has been a big reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh. Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that even possible? I already told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that allows me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have a time, I like to review whenever and whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than an actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of these cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf. This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack case has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. Alright, so we think that Genocide Jack is actually one of us. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Alright, so there's a connection. Save your surprise. The best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about this particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. That means they either spent time here, or they're part of the council, or something along those lines, or maybe a police, higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh. In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So how could the killer have known about suspending the victim? That's the key question. I mean, the obvious answer is that they're Genocide Jack, right? In fact, the answer is quite simple. The culprit isn't a copycat killer, it's the real Genocide Jack. Ugh. That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself amongst the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us. Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think that it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Alright, so now we need to talk to Byakuya. Okay, Byakuya, about Genocide Jack case file, could you let me see it? Well, you didn't beg, and I guess it's okay for this time. Feel free to look at it here, but you can't take it with you. Murder cases of Genocide Jack, top secret. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where the photos from the scene of each crime had been collected. The names of Genocide Jack victims ran on for several pages. Holy crap. Alright. Ken Harada, the murder took place in a parking lot with the victim's apartment complex. Holy moly. Ken Harada, 32. Tachiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takashi Yoshida, 30. Kamatsuna Taro, Takafumi Gano, Uchida Naoishi, Takashi Masumane, Yuto Yumijima, and there's no end to it. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. They're all guys. All the killers' countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And the scene of every murder and the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Yeah, but they're all guys. Right? Chihiro's a girl. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Alright, what's going on? Profiling results. All the crimes took place either on weekdays, at night, or during holidays, either day and night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because of an eyewitness has never come forth, it's unlikely that there is an external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder, or it's that multiple personality. The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. A split personality? Like those kinds of things you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else until now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. There we go. So Genocide Jack case file has been added to your truth bullets. Alright, we should get going. Huh, where to? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Wait, Byakuya! Alright. So, as usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word and hurried out of the library. And I hurried out of the library to catch up. Okay. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that? Come on, enough of your annoying apprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own. Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he asked me to join him, he'd cut me off at the end. In the end, I felt like I was just something getting tossed around. At the same time, I've uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro. And the murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go to investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I have to check the boys' locker room too. The others might have come up with some info and that I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. Alright, so now we're going to run off to the pool. Which I think is this way. Let me take a look. Nope. This way. Yeah, it's right here at the corner. So the library is that way. Let's go this way. And boom. Here's the pool. All right, and now we are going to talk to just a few more things. We're gonna go and talk to Hifumi. Ding, ding, ding. Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit. Another stat increase for me. Evidence, what did you find? I can't reveal that just yet. But I guarantee that what I find will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too. Really, what did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies a boy she likes, right? Right? Like a tsundere? Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. And she was there, but at the same time she wasn't there. What's it gonna be? Alright, anyways. We are gonna actually go to the boys' locker room. So I haven't actually gone through this yet. Let's take a look at the poster. So this poster, it's a popular boy band named Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite fit the boys' locker room. Yeah, it looks like that. And the other one was like a hot girl. Pretty weird. Let's check out the carpet stain, the doo-doo stain over here. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Nice. And now we're going to leave and then go into the girls' locker room. Over here. And then we will talk to Kyoko. Okay, so, hey Kyoko, have you made any progress on the investigation? Generally speaking, but I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it? Nothing you need to worry about, just concentrate on the murder. But before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time, thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing, and you might want to determine where its whereabouts. That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Alright, Chihiro's ebook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright, so now we're going to examine the body. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyways. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like to be some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up like some kind of crucifix position. Huh. The rope thing has a plug, so it was the extension cord that we used in the library. Wait, so that means that isn't rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue with her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. Yeah, but they're suspended like with pins. But after seeing them, again, after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Status of the dead body has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Well, one more thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is that the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case one more time. And now we're going to look at the poster again. It's a bloodstained poster, and the blood is the most noteworthy part, but it's the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. The girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. It seems to be switched from the other two. So, but wait, that reminds me, the poster in the other locker room is. That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. The boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What the reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little bit more about the locker rooms. And with that, we are going to talk to Sakura, who's always in here. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura? I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you one thing. Do you think the posters and the boys and girls locker rooms could have been switched? Sorry, I really can't say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see. But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. You have protein coffee?
Oh.
In the warehouse, it's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyways, the other day, I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. The doo-doo stain in the boys' locker room. A stain. But I don't see any stain in the carpet now. Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean, as if there was never a stain here to begin with? Disappearing stain has been added to the truth bullets. It's just in the boys' locker room. Alright, guys. But that's it for this episode. And the next episode, we are going to finish up the investigation, and then we're going to head on into the courtroom for that. But that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching.